Hello guys, it's me Appolonia. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing another psychic reading. As I said, I was going to keep up on those. Right now you will not be seeing my face. It seemed like last week it went better with likes and views, so we will just be doing it this way for a while. So this is what I'm getting from the collective consciousness that is watching me. There is a focus, again, this may not be for all of you, but if you resonate with at least 70% of this reading, then I would keep listening. If not, perfectly fine. You could just come back and tune in for one of my weekly meditations. So I'm getting issues around money, anger at the past, some kind of betrayal resurfacing. A decent amount of you are in pain in regards to this betrayal, or there's about 10 to 15% of you where you actually had an injury, some revolving an ankle or leg area. I feel some of you may even have gotten punched in the stomach. And then I'm also getting concentration on a parent that was abusive. So over here, looking at the cards, we have Two of Wands. From this, some of you, like 70% of you, are trying to create an action plan, and you're trying to budget, you're trying to clear debt. Also getting that, from the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And you're trying to move forward, possibly even explore this year, okay? And focus on your long-term goals. Then we have spiritual fulfillment, nostalgia. Now that is why I'm getting anger at the past and betrayal. Now for 30% of you, there will be a reunion and a coming to peace with what happened. This may have been with family or close friends. For the other 30% of you, you're going to choose to move on. These people will try and rekindle it most likely, but you're going to be like, nope, been down that road, not happening again. Not going to be betrayed again. Then we have cheating, theft, strategy, Seven of Swords. So I feel that there's at least one or two people. Again, I'm feeling mainly family that is trying to take advantage of your resources. There could be like someone just died recently and they're trying to take advantage of the will. And you should be entitled to more, or they're just trying to screw you over and they're being super nice about it. They may be inviting you out to eat, trying to give you things that you like. Don't fall for it. I'm also getting like even someone just cheating you at like a sport. There may be like someone that you've been playing sports with, basketball, something of that matter, where you go out and then they're like, oh, hey, let's play. And then they kick your ass every time. I mean, score wise. And you're like, okay, why invite me out if you're just going to, have to always win? I'm getting, Two of Pentacles. This one, some of you are trying to juggle a lot. For 70% of you, it's going to wind up good. For the other 30%, it's just too much. You got to slow down and reground, okay? Then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Swords. Now, this comes, to making choices, facing your fears. For some of you, I feel like you need to cleanse your inner child and face what you never healed. Because if you don't, the universe is just going to get louder and louder until you do. And it might, as I've said before, put you in a car accident, have you face a major injury, so you have no choice but to slow down your life and become introspective. So we want to get out ahead of it before that happens and be more introspective, so we don't have to have an injury and slow down our whole life, So I would meditate, I would ground more. And then for some of you, you're torn between two relationships. So for the woman of this collective, I feel like you're juggling like 3 men on average. Well, few of you even 5. And a lot of you are just focused on the bag. You're focused on money. Which, that's your own choice. I think for 10 to 15% of you, you're trying to get like a home through this man. Like you're just going to be like, oh, I'm going to sleep with him, have sex with him, blah, 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 so that I can get this property. It might even involve horses. I'm saying horses for some reason for about 10 to 15% of you. Now, my advice to that would be, okay, you'll get settled with the money, but in 5 years you're going to be bored because most of you are not actually into this man. Then you will have a child. Some of you, I think I'm seeing like 10 to 20% where this child is going to have special needs. Just a heads up. For the men of this collective watching this you are torn between two relationships, so there's about 20 to 30% of the men watching this where you're just kind of like, where can I benefit from the woman? Like, not gonna want to hear this, but you have a big ego where it's like, gimme, 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 so I don't actually have to change my life for anyone, and they do for me, and I never actually fall in love with them, and you know this, and karma does come around. So it's up to you. That's what I see for the 20 to 30% of the men watching this. I would say the other 70%, you are into two women. Now I'm going to quote Johnny Depp. If you fall in love with two people, paraphrasing, if you fall in love with two people, choose the second. Because if you were really in love with the first, you would have never fallen in love with the second. Okay? That's pretty much what I go by. Okay, we're going to pull some more cards now. Okay, so these are the cards I pulled. I asked Spirit for this second deck what you should be warned about. So for some of you, high honor, you're going to get a promotion, a bigger title, but more responsibility. So just know that. For some of you, 50% it will be the opposite. You'll be demoted. Okay, so I feel that going both ways. It's like a 50-50, which is weird. I never get a 50-50. So that's what I get for that one. Sudden wealth is upside down. So like I said, I felt that there were money issues, okay? So just make sure you're budgeting, okay? And then I would say in 3 to 4 months, you could be doing really good. Take those risks that you've been wanting to take when it comes to jobs and career, even picking up something on the side, okay? Despair. So for some of you, I'm sad to say this, but about 10 to 15% of you, there's going to be an animal dying that you're close to in the next 3 to 5 months. We're in February. For the other, this is weird, 20 to 80%, there will be still issues of finding work. It even says not hiring in this card, okay? So just like I said, the wealth card's upside down over here. So just really budget and be more mindful of what you're spending and really just be buying what you need for a while. And then how I had said for the woman over here that we're sleeping with, men to get property. I said I saw a certain percentage of you having children with special needs, okay? So there is a child at the bottom of the deck that is the overall energy. So that I still see for the woman that I read for already when I said that a few minutes ago. And then for the men, I'd say 10 to 20% of you, there's going to be an unexpected pregnancy. Okay? All right, so I asked what you guys are needing to work on, your shadow selves. So we got suppression. Express, don't suppress. Authenticity is freeing. We have grief. I feel like this comes from that animal I spoke about dying. And some of you are about 10 to 20% of you are recovering from a death of a loved one. That was one of my first readings I did a few weeks ago, where I said there would be a decent amount of people passing away within the next few months, okay? So deal with the grief, the pain, heal, and have a deeper connection to the self. Some of you have shame. Embrace your flaws. They are part of your unique story. So I feel like this has to do more with a parent that was looking down on you recently. I know in last week's reading I mentioned it was a female energy that was kind of judging all of your decisions. So what I would do is I would sorry, tongue twister. I would sit with that shame. I would feel it, let it go through me, because all emotions are temporary, even the bad ones. Let it go through you, sit with it. Okay? Make peace with it. Make peace with where you are. Distrust. It's very interesting because I did mention that in my first reading too. So it's kind of some similar themes, going on in the last few weeks. On my retainer on, forgive me. So distrust, faith in oneself can rebuild trust in others. Okay? And look at that. Betrayal is at the end of the deck. Now, what is at the bottom of the deck is always going to be the overall energy for the whole reading. Okay? And I think it's pretty interesting that happened because I had betrayal. When I tuned into you guys, I tuned into the collective consciousness, and I put that on my little list over here. Betrayal is number 3 right there. And I said pain. So that would classify as the grief, the shame, and then the betrayal over here. So healing begins with acceptance and forgiveness. All right. Okay, I'm going to pull, I think, one more deck, and then we'll end this reading. Okay, so I pulled some messages, and we're going to tie it up with these, and we'll be all done. So the first message is when you hold on to the past, it stops you from living in the present. I find that super interesting because this on my little list, I said anger at past. This is the list I made at the very beginning before I even pulled cards. So, when you hold on to the past, it stops you from living in the present. Release old hurts, worries, or regrets. Commit to being in the here and now. Forgive yourself for where you think you may have been wrong. You deserve inner peace. Let go. When you continue to reminisce, replay, or hold on to what could have been, you continue to hold yourself in a place of resistance. Let what was, again the same motif here, inspire a new way of living, but don't allow it to limit and determine what you can be. There's a quote that I want to mention. It's something like, the past is history, the future is a mystery, and this gift is a moment. That's why it's called the present. Okay, third card. When going through tough times, it's important to remember that nothing up to this point has defeated you. You've overcome challenges before. Be kinder to yourself and be thankful for all that you already have. And lastly, prioritize self-healing right now. Put your needs above others for once. It's time to focus on you. Self-healing takes time and a lot of self-love. Remember, open wounds don't heal into scars overnight. Take the time you need in order to feel happier and healthier within yourself. There is no rush. Alrighty, guys. Well, as I said, I'm going to be keeping up with the weekly tarot oracle deck readings, the weekly meditations. Per usual, I tune into the, I cannot talk today. I tune into the energy before the reading, okay? So for now, we're going to keep the readings like this. You won't be seeing much of my face, but if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me, then please subscribe or follow. I am Appolonia Taylor on TikTok. My only account is apollonia.taylor. Until next time, guys. Bye.